Do you agree that recording meetings or interviews is no longer an issue? The real challenge comes afterwards, when you have to listen to everything, summarize, and understand everything that was said in the conference, the meeting, the class, or the interview. Well, that's exactly where it comes into play. The Plout Note Pro is the new device from the brand Plout that was introduced this year at the 2025 International Funkausstellung in Berlin, which I had the opportunity to attend. A direct evolution of the original model we reviewed here on the channel a few months ago. And what's interesting about this model is not only the improvement in design and performance, but also that it incorporates artificial intelligence features. They're really designed both for professionals and for anyone who wants to take notes intelligently without making things too complicated. So let's see what they've changed, what improvements it brings, and if it's worth making the switch. This is TechGround, let's begin. In case some of you didn't know, Plout is a young brand created with a very clear idea and focused on transforming the way we record. We gather and process all the spoken information. Since their first releases, they've been known for offering products that are minimalist, ultra light, and focused on real productivity. So by combining premium hardware with powerful artificial intelligence with the Note Pro, now they want to make their mark in that league and establish themselves as the benchmark in the intelligent transcription tools sector, with a product that will be able to adapt to both professional and everyday environments, in daily use for students, journalists, or for example, in my case, content creators. So now, without further ado, let's get to the unboxing. A pretty elegant black box, as you can see, a finish that looks quite premium in this packaging. On top, we have the name Plout. On the sides, we see the edge of the product on both sides. Here the product alone, and here the product with the case. On the front, the name, the slogan, the product, and more description. And on the back, we see information related to manufacturing and so on. You have to open it like a cell phone to access it. And as soon as we open it, what do we find? Well, the quick start guide. Right underneath, we already find the product. Look how small it is. What a premium finish. Very, very, very thin. And that's it. Well, the first impression, the feel is very pleasant. And underneath, we have the little case, which is for MagSafe, but it also has the ring in case we don't have MagSafe. To stick it, to put it in. And what else would we be missing around here then? Accessories that are in this little box, and the USB-C charging cable, about 40 or 50 centimeters the pins for charging, and USB-C on the other end, like this. And inside this Plout Note Pro box, we find the user manual, the quick guide, the case to carry it and attach it to the back of the phone, the MagSafe if we don't have it, the charging cable, and the device. Let's start by talking about the design and the build quality. And the format we have in this card in this Plout Note Pro is identical to the Plout Node, but some basic aspects of the build are different. The size is very, very small. We have a width of 5.5 centimeters, almost 8.5 centimeters in height, and a thickness, look at this, of 3 millimeters. It's super thin, it fits in any pocket, and honestly, it's super light, weighing just 30 grams. At first glance, the Plout Note Pro keeps the ultra-thin, credit card style design from the previous model, as I mentioned, but now with a more elegant finish, a bit more robust, and better built. Its body is made of anodized aluminum, with rounded edges and a layer of Corning Gorilla Glass that protects the front. The device weighs, as I mentioned, just 30 grams and still fits anywhere, even with the phone case. The big visual difference is its 0.95-inch active matrix organic light-emitting diode screen, which shows the recording status, battery level, and active mode. A practical feature that lets you check everything instantly without using your phone or paying close attention. The design is very small, very small. The small design, the small design, the design is very small, the small design, the design is very small, the design is very small, very small, the small design, the very small design, very. The small design, very small. The design is small, the design is small, the design is very small. The small design. For audio, the Pro now includes 4 MMS microphones plus a VCS vibration conduction sensor compared to the 2 microphones on the previous model. The result is a clearer audio model with less noise and a real range of up to 5 meters. In large meetings or classrooms, the difference will be obvious. The Pro will pick up voices better and reduce ambient echo. Secondly, the smart recording mode. The previous mode always required you to manually choose whether you were recording a meeting or a phone call. Now this Pro mode will automatically detect it and switch the mode. Let's say, for you, you'll simply press the record button and it will adapt to the context of whatever we're in. And thirdly, the mentioned button called Press to Highlight, which during a recording you can mark or press for important moments. For example, you may want to highlight a key phrase, decision, conclusion, or idea. And later, when the system generates the summary, the artificial intelligence will give priority to those fragments, offering a summary that's more contextualized and focused on what really matters. And finally, the fourth point is autonomy, and the original Cloud Note was already efficient. But the Pro adds a resistance mode called Endurance Mode, which allows you to record up to 50 hours straight or more than 60 days in standby mode. With my usage, it will sacrifice some audio quality, but it will give us a bit more autonomy. And, well, finally also the software, which takes a huge leap forward. The Pro works with the latest version of the Cloud app, which translates into multi-dimensional summaries. It provides a general summary, an executive version, a to-do list, and a thematic analysis. And also a section for decisions or next steps to take. In short, it's going to organize the information intelligently, and it won't just be a plain transcription anymore. Additionally, of course, it can create a mind map where we can identify the different main threads of the conversation. So, a quick technical review. The microphone's 4M midside plus 1 VCS, the 0.9 5-inch active matrix organic light emitting diode screen, which is really good, and you can see that the material is aluminum, plus the Corning Gorilla Glass 3. Not to mention, of course, I had forgotten to talk about it. The internal storage of 64 gigs, which will give us about 480 hours of recording. Previously, it recorded 30 hours. Now it's 50 hours in long play mode. On the other hand, dual band Wi-Fi connectivity with Bluetooth low energy, so you can have fast transfers. ADI remains compatible with Android, iOS, and web versions, so you can work smoothly on any device. Transcribes over 110 languages and can identify speakers, like Fulanito or others. It fooled me. As for the user experience in practice, you'll notice that it feels, let's say, a bit more mature. It's also a bit faster, and it has quick output. Wi-Fi also speeds up transcription. Just turn it on, press record, and you're done with no extra setups. That makes it much more versatile. What I was saying about the highlights is that the results then appear with little yellow tags, like key idea or pending decision, which will make navigating the recording much easier in just a matter of seconds. It's a feature that honestly completely changes the way you review all the material and saves you hours and hours of analyzing and sifting through data. Also, the app now even has semantic search. You can type something like summary of the second part of the meeting, and it will take you directly to the relevant section without having to listen to everything or go through it paragraph by paragraph. Let's look at it together soon. Session to the application, the transcriptions I've made, and that way I can show you a bit of the differences, which are minimal. You'll see the application is the same, but that's fine. I'm starting to record the screen. The device stays on in standby, so there's no need to turn it off and on again. And, well, what we see here in the application, very basic, is that at the top left we have the device we're using. The transfer mode, if we want to transfer quickly, Bluetooth low energy by Bluetooth, or like I did, by Wi-Fi, which is much smoother, and then the recording mode. Here we have ambient recording and call recording, which will work exactly the same. We can change the device name, check battery level, serial number, and add devices. I deleted the earlier ones because I wanted to. In this one, but we can have all the cloud devices, or if we want to have several, we can name them here and have them accessible. At the top right, we have a quick search in case we want to search through everything we have. For example, if I type a budget, it instantly shows the phone conversation about the budgets I requested. Then we have profile settings, preferences, help, and support. Here it's the usual stuff, just like we had in the previous application. I invite you to watch the video about the plan, since I did a thorough analysis inside the application. But anyway, here we're just gonna go over it briefly to take a look at those improvements in the talks. The middle bottom button lets us record or import audio if we prefer not to do it here. The button on the left will take us to all the files we have. Before, we had a drop-down panel on the left, but now, here in all files at the top, we tap it and it will appear. We would see all the classifications and folders that we create as we record more things. For example, down here, what comes from the Note Pen and what comes from the Note Pro, which are 6 recordings that I have captured and made to create the examples and tests. The bottom right button lets us explore and check our remaining minutes. I have 279 out of the 300 free minutes left. Then you can also activate limited versions and upgrade the plan here. It costs $22.50 a month. It's not cheap, but after all, it's a tool that will save you a lot of time. And the record button, we have the record, and we have the record. And here the button here, here button, the record button, and here we have the record. And here, table. Identify this item and make everything based on the fact that in that recording, they're gonna talk about a table. When I say, for example, interview hello, we're in the interview, well, it's already clear that it's an interview. You automate or streamline your desired workflow. The integrations with the rest of the application, such as Drive, Notion, Dropbox, so that we have synchronization there, share ideas, and recommend to a group. But anyway, let's get to what we wanted. I accidentally made a recording here, 18 seconds long, that I started earlier. For example, this morning I listened to the radio and heard the October 7th news I like Onda Cero and Carlos Alsina. And I started recording it so I could catch up, because since I was doing other things, I could later get some of the information. Up here we'll have, just like we had in the previous version, the option to listen to it. And what if we click on it now? And it takes you directly to the part where the text was. Do you see it? So here it keeps showing up for me. I keep scrolling down and it tells me which block we're in. Quality and recipe discuss Chistora and a national food contest. As you can see, the app is now much faster and improved. Here we can fast forward and rewind, change the playback speed, also improve the audio if we want the original version to sound clearer, and also trim the audio. I think that's key as well. If there's a very relaxed conversation or we only want a fragment for analysis, we can trim it or even make a smart cut. And it will remove the silences for you. Honestly, that's wonderful. Then we can save it or use Save As, okay? Here we had an outline, the Chistora Award, which is the first section, quality, recipe, innovation, family history, use, and defense of the Chistora. Well, everything is divided into sections and minutes. What else do we have here? Well, now we don't just have a transcription of you playing, and here I've identified it. Notice speaker 1, speaker 2, speaker 3, and speaker 5. Who is speaking each time? If we start the interview by saying, I'm Santiago and you're Jose Luis, it will recognize who is speaking each time. That's honestly top notch, and something new they've added is the notes feature, okay? I don't want to continue much longer, but let's look at it more closely since we can keep adding here. To summarize or highlight the conversation, we can add a note. We want to have here, for example, meeting highlights, quantitative data, key points, or more templates, so that we don't just have a generic template, but can also create templates within the template. That's actually really great because it will also give us different perspectives on our conversation, on what we're analyzing, so we can have different structures. Honestly, that's really great. And here, what did the intelligence say? In this case, I can't because I don't have the subscription, but you can ask a direct question about the topic you're addressing or about the conversation. Then, for example, here I have one that's 52 minutes long, which is a podcast. Alright, I wanted to stop here since generating it takes a while and it's 52 minutes long. It has to do a very thorough analysis. The transcription isn't immediate, meaning it doesn't transcribe as it listens, but rather it has to process it first. That's something to keep in mind, and it's significant. Okay, and we can generate it automatically or customize it depending on the template we use, right? Some templates are free, but others cost money. In this case, it's for a podcast, right? I want to tell it to generate it automatically and put it here for us. Speaker tags cover over 150 languages, as I mentioned. And the artificial intelligence model, if we want it to use generative pre-trained transformer, 5 Gemini 2.5 Pro Cloud 4, or 3 or 3000, okay? I set it to automatic, as I think that's the best way for it to analyze, since it needs to be artificial. If we want faster results and prefer working with Gemini, we can choose it. If not, then just go straight to generating automatically, and here it will start working and generating the schema. Here I'm gonna put this, and I'm gonna change the name and say that it's a podcast from our dear Pablo from Wordcast, okay? And once we have this, it will start generating, and you'll see, just like what was pulled here in the news, and look, here in highlighted quotes, it has also generated a structure. Product philosophy, team formula, pride and legacy, a bit of humor, and the mind map. Here's a mind map that I think many of you will find useful. It will display in all the templates. We can see in a bit more detail and without having to read everything, this little map that gives us concise and clear ideas. As I said, the mind map is also down here. We can also close points, okay? These nodes can be opened and closed. And for example, if I only want to see the conclusion, I just click and that's it. All the information appears here. Honestly, it's great. Both identifying key points and summarizing the business strategy require a subscription. Some services require payment, but as I mentioned, you invest in this expecting it to save you time. I'll end the conversation here and keep telling you more things about this Cloud Note Pro, and then I'll wrap up. So, in summary, this Note Pro that we've reviewed today is no longer just an artificial intelligence powered recorder as you've seen, but it's practically a miniature smart note assistant. It quickly captures, analyzes, and summarizes the important information for you. After all, what we always want in our lives is to save time. And the best part is that, even though it's clearly aimed at a professional audience, journalists, teachers, business people, content creators, its interface is so simple that anyone can use it, whether you're an editor, a candidate, or even to record classes or personal meetings. Compared to the original Note, the improvement is clear. Better sound, more autonomy, a new more comfortable workflow, and a much more accurate artificial intelligence. I'll discuss the strengths and areas for improvement. The studio quality recording and long range are the best features. The press highlight button, which is really great, perfectly integrated on the front. The automatic mode detection when you're on a call or when you're doing a normal recording. The visible screen, which is super functional. And naturally, the enhanced artificial intelligence with multidimensional summaries, featuring excellent battery life and premium materials. Now, points that I think need improvement are, some features need an internet connection, not all work offline. The advanced templates are still paid, so yeah, you have to spend some money. The price is around 189 euros, which makes it a bit less accessible for casual users. And I think the subscription thing, if you're paying for something that expensive, at least you should get a few more minutes, not just 300 minutes for free, but maybe you could have 1,000 minutes. You know, I've tried several Plout products. I have the Plout Note, the Note Pen, and now the Note Pro, which is the focus of this video. With their main differences are design, capacity, and user experience. The Plout Note is the classic model, ideal if you want a reliable, simple recorder for meetings or classes. The Note Pen is smaller and more discreet. It's perfect if you want something lighter, portable, and more sophisticated. The Note Pro, the main focus of this video, offers improved recording quality, more smart features, and a premium design. With this front screen, all models use the Plout 3.0 app, so the experience is the same. From November 13th to 19th, you can get the Plout Note and Note Pen at 20% off by using my promo code, which I'll leave here on the screen and also in the description. And if you see this later, don't worry, it's okay. From November 20 to December 1, there will be an automatic 20% discount with no promo code required. So if you're thinking about trying any of these devices, this is the best time. If you find the original Plout Note useful, the Note Pro it's the next logical step for your business or your company. Everything that was done well before, this one does better. It's smarter, more comfortable, and more adaptable. A simple professional tool that anyone can make the most of during the day. If you record often, take notes, attend meetings, do interviews, or your field requires it, then stop wasting time and use this type of device. So that's all for now. I'd like to read your opinions in the comments to know if you would stick with the regular Note or go for the Note Pro and take the leap. What do you think of these features? I welcome your comments and appreciate your support. Link in the description, and I'll see you in the next Tech Ground video. Hugs to everyone, and may technology be with you. See you soon.